This video is going to be on questions to do with exchange rates. Okay, so the first example, Ben is going to China and he's got an exchange rate of £1 to 9.221. Okay, so the way we're going to handle this sort of conversion question is we're going to write out how to change from the one unit, in this case currency, to the other and back again. So how are we going to do this? Well, first off, we write down pounds because that is the first unit of currency that we're changing into. Then we're going to write down yuan. And now we're going to draw an arrow to show that we're changing from pounds to yuan. And what we're going to do is times by the exchange rate, which is 9.22. Okay, so changing yuan back to pounds, what we need to do is draw an arrow going the opposite direction. And we're going to do the inverse. We're not going to times by 9.22, we're going to divide by 9.22. Okay, so drawing this up before we actually start the question, hopefully will make the question a lot easier and avoid any errors. Okay, so to start with, I'm asked to change £500 into yuan. So I need to do 500 to change pounds into yuan. I need to times by 9.22. And using a calculator, I get an answer of 4,610 yuan. Okay, so the next part of the question says that he returns from holiday with 400 yuan. How many pounds is this? So we're going to do the same sort of thing. We're going to start off with the 400 yuan. Now, how do we change to pounds? Well, we've got to divide by 9.22. And in this case, again, doing it on the calculator, we get an answer of 43.38. Rounded to 2 decimal places because that's what currency is worked in, and that is pounds. So you put the pound symbol in front. So in example 2, I want to show that you can use this in other sort of proportion questions, not just currency. So here I've got 1 meter equaling 1.09 yards. I'm converting from a metric unit, meters, into imperial unit yards, which is always a little bit messy. Now I'm going to start off by doing my little conversion loop, which starts off with meters on the one side and yards on the next. So to go from meters to yards, I need to times, because meters is the one that has a 1 on it, and I'm going to times by the conversion rate, which is 1.09. To go back from yards to meters, I need to divide by it, do the inverse, divide by 1.09. So now I can start my question. Which is larger, 150 meters or 160 yards? Well, all I need to do here is change one into the same unit as the other. So in this case, I'm going to change 150 meters into yards, and I'm going to see which is bigger. So 150 meters, changing it into yards means I need to times by 1.09. And again, using my calculator, I get the answer of 163.5 yards. Now, as you can see, I can easily compare this with the 160 and see that 150 meters is larger. Okay, so here's a couple of practice questions for you to have a go at. Okay, this time we've got an exchange rate between pounds and dollars. So start off before you tackle this question of writing that little exchange loop. Okay, pause the video and have a go at it now. Okay, so hopefully you've had a crack at all 3 of these questions. So the first thing we're going to do is just write out our little exchange loop, which I'll just put at the top here. Pounds and dollars. So pounds has the 1 by it, so to change that to dollars, I need to times, and the exchange rate is 1.41. To convert back, I need to divide by 1.41. Okay, so question A, how many dollars would you get for £350? Well, changing £350 into dollars, I need to times it by 1.41. And using my calculator gives me an answer of 493.5 dollars. Now remember, because this is currency, I need to put another little 0 in here because all currency is written with those 2 decimal places. All right, so B, how many pounds would she get for $800? So I've got my $800. To change it back to pounds, I need to divide by 1.41. And again, using my calculator to do this, I get £567 and 38 pence rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, so finally for question C, I want to know which is the greater amount, £600 or $850. Again, it doesn't matter which one we convert as long as we convert one of these to the other unit. So I'm going to change pounds to dollars. So I've got £600. Changing to dollars, I need to times by 1.41, and that gives me $846. That now makes it really easy to see that $850 is the bigger amount. Okay, so the next example I'm going to go through is an applied version of this sort of question. So here I've got Mike going shopping in Brazil, and he's got an exchange rate of £1 to 5.06 real. Now, real is the currency in Brazil. Mike buys a swimsuit for 55 real, sunglasses for 95 real, and 2 ice creams for 20 real. Okay, so to start this, we're going to treat this like any other exchange rate question, and we're going to draw our little exchange circles. Okay, so we'll write pounds and real. Okay, so to change pounds to real, because pounds has the 1 by it, we need to times by the exchange rate. And to go backwards, we're going to divide by the exchange rate. Okay, so now that we've got our exchange circle sorted, we're now going to get the total of everything that he bought in real. So first off, he spent 55 real on a swimsuit. He then spent 95 real on sunglasses, and he bought 2 lots, so I'm going to times it by 2 lots of 20 real for his ice creams. So putting that into a calculator, I get 190 real. So now all I need to do is change that 190 real back into pounds. So to change real to pounds, I take the 190 and I divide it by the exchange rate, 5.06. And doing that on a calculator, I get the answer of £37.55. And that I had to round to 2 decimal places. Okay, so here's another practice question for you to have a go at, which is quite similar to the one I just did. Okay, so pause the video, have a go. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at that and you're successful. Let's go through the answer. So first off, we're going to change pounds to euros. So we're going to quickly draw in our conversion circle. So we've got pounds to euros, we need to times 1.25. In euros back to pounds, we need to divide 1.25. Now that we've done that, we just need to add up all of the costs that Jane had for her meal. So that was 8 plus 17 plus 7, and then she bought 3 drinks, so we need to times it by 3, and they were all €2 each, so we need to times 2 by 3. Totaling all of that up, we get €38. So now we just need to change this back to pounds. So we've got €38. Changing to pounds, we need to divide by the exchange rate, which is 1.25. And using our calculator, we get the answer of £30.40. So well done if you got that right. Again, there are loads of exam questions that you can have a go at. And every single time, just make sure that you're writing this conversion circle out first. It does make these questions a lot easier and less confusing to do. Okay, good luck.